So there's the lineups for our next encounter. Kenya, well, Derek Mayadulu, the 23-year-old, getting his first start of the weekend. Big opportunity for the rookie. Talking of rookies, Brian Tanga, another one looking to make an impact in front of Innocent Simiyu, in the absence, of course, of Collins Injera. For Spain, well, finding their footing in this tournament, invitation side that they are this weekend and next weekend, they will, of course, be part of the core teams come the next campaign. Kenya and Spain stepping out in front of this big house at the Stade Jean-Bouin. The two winless teams in Pool C looking to get their first real marker on the weekend. We've already seen a fair few upsets in the games leading up to this. 14 games have produced some surprise results. Are we going to get another one now? There's a Yaka Kutsa from South Africa, our official for the day. Kenya and Spain, you would expect the Kenyans to have supremacy with their experience, but this Spanish side we've seen right the way up to the Olympics indeed have got the talent within their ranks.
And they have. They were really adventurous against England earlier on in their first game up, Spain, particularly in attack, and I think they need to approach this game with exactly the same emotion and sense of adventure as well. But Kenya so unlucky against France. I can't help but think that their power is just going to be too much for Spain.
Igor Ganua, the Spanish captain, to get play underway. Different team from the Spanish team that set out against England. These two teams obviously have not played each other in the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, but they did play against each other in the Olympics. In Rio, Spain actually beat Kenya 14-12 to finish in 10th. Kenya then the one place below them. How much that is still in the imagination of the players, I'm not sure, but certainly it will give Spain every confidence that they can get their first result of the weekend. Paul Pla, famous Spanish rugby name. Anybody who follows the women's game will know his elder sister Barbara, very influential in 7s and 15s, and indeed will be starting out for Spain against England on the 9th of August in Dublin. Little break from Sanstrapaga. Pla again takes his team into the 22. Unable to get quality ball away from the breakdown, but keeping that possession just about. Jake Carter, Englishman, flying Spain's colours in this tournament. There he is again. Born in Oxford, Carter, but been playing for El Salvador as a professional. Big hit coming in on Pla as he was just thinking about heading for the try line. Spain getting plenty of continuity and making some headway as well. Alonso setting up the stall inside the 22. Ball goes loose, and for the first time Kenya trying to get their attack into motion with Tanga. Brian Tanga showing good determination in the contact area. Wanyama sends it wide to Oliech. Billy Odiambo stretching out. Kenya working through another phase. Tanga again, influential. Amonde, the captain, Andrew Amonde bursts through the gap, and Kenya makes something almost of nothing in their first visit into the 22. They get a try.
Wow, Kenya doing what Spain couldn't, keeping the ball both sides for long periods of time, hoping that the defences break down. But Kenya come up trumps. In the end, the possession is crucial, the pressure is relentless, and Spain crack as Amonde dives over.
You look at the stats from those first phases of this match and you see 21 passes completed by Spain, 6 from the Kenyans, but Kenya have got the try on the board. That's emphatic execution of opportunity.
It is, it's knowing when to engage in that attacking defence line, when to look to try and make breakdowns and when to push it to space. Kenya have been on the circuit a lot longer than Spain, and that's experience for you, but don't get me wrong, Spain, with those 21 passes, looked like they were close to breaking through this Kenyan defensive outfit.
Restart falls Spain's way. De Santiago offers Carter the chance to work his way down the right. 6 test caps for Spain. Jake Carter doing the job on the 7th circuit now. The break comes from Paul Pla. Carter sends it out. 3 against 3. They're going to have to work position here. You know what? The captain feeds off. De Santiago pulled back. Still, play continues though, with Spain threatening inside the Kenyan 22. Kenya go off their feet. But Spain now trying to make something of this. Carter. Fontes. Pablo Fontes comes back around the periphery and finds his way to the try time. And at last, Spain have put a marker down in the Paris Sevens 2017.
Hat tip to Pablo Fontes and this Spanish outfit. Just keeping that possession, pushing it wide. The man in shot there, Pablo Feju, their coach should be delighted that first try. Brilliant sevens play, pushing it from width to width. And eventually, Fontes sees the gap and glides through it for Spain.
Yeah, the former Sevens captain in charge of this Spanish outfit led them into Rio. Will be delighted with the work of the young man there. Just 21 years of age, Pablo Fontes. Plays centre in the 15s game. And showing good awareness and good geography to find a route through to the try line. Now, how will that galvanise this Spanish side? Changing the options, almost but not quite.
Oh, I thought that just creeped over the line there, but Yako Kotse concluding it. It hadn't, giving the free kick to Kenya as a result. Does this ball just trickle over? That's over, I think, but let's go, 11. Either way, the result is it's a free kick. Possession gifted simply to Kenya.
Wanyama forcing his way through. Nelson Oyu, their try scorer, is on the bench for this game. So no obvious pace man outside, but they're going to work it down the middle with Oliech. Well, they've got huge numbers out to the left. Perm 1 from 3. Amonde can't get the ball through the contact though. Tanga just with a little bit of change of mind, a little bit of indecision there.
I mean, it's outstanding Spanish defence and pretty poor Kenyan decision making. Either way, they can still make amends here, Kenya.
Coming round the outside is Odiambo, and eventually they force their way over. Crucial time, of course, just before the break. Big psychological tick in the box for Innocent Simiyu and his Kenyan team.
Well, they make a bit of a pig's ear of it, really. Kenya here should have scored a long time ago, but either way, as the half-time hooter goes, their coach, Innocent Simiyu, will be delighted they're going just in the lead. Psychologically, massive difference for Kenya.
Well, all the colour, all the different ingredients that the Kenyan supporters bring is very evident in that shot, and they will be delighted with that score to push them in front at half-time. Samuel Oliech with the final kick of the first 7. Not going to change the scoreboard with that, but it's a scoreboard that will please all those Kenyan fans right now. Kenya push themselves ahead of the Spanish. Let's have a listen to the huddles. You just think that the try from Fontes will perhaps give them the belief that they can go and do it again.
I agree with you, and we're looking at the statistics at half-time. Spain 29 passes to Kenyans 15. Now that's a big stat, showing that they've got the possession, they retain it well. Just need to perhaps be a little bit more clinical, a bit more aggressive on how they attack this Kenyan defensive line. They've definitely got the ability, so big second half here from Spain.
Kenya, of course, had to wait 114 tournaments to pick up a trophy last season in Singapore. 10 tournaments on, they're really looking to reinforce some form now, coming to the end of this particular campaign. Still, of course, got to play another match after this Spanish game. England will be waiting for them. They break through with Dennis Ombachi, and the perfect start to the second half for the Kenyans. It's all looking good right now from a Kenyan perspective.
It is, and it's looking very bleak from a Spanish one. If their defensive effort is going to be like that. It's a really well taken try from Ombachi. We know all about him. We know about how strong, powerful, quick he is. But if you're going to defend like the number 6 Santiago there, it's going to be a pretty torrid second half for the Spanish. Really soft, going too high. Ombachi using his power, using that big, strong right-hand fend of his just to brush Santiago off. Simple, far too easy for Kenya. But a well-taken try for the powerhouse Dennis Ombachi.
Yes, Ombachi had that great individual score against New Zealand, showing the simple things done very well. And of course, in this game, skills exposed, tackle technique exposed, and you cannot afford to make the smallest of errors. The way that these teams can manipulate the ball and execute at the drop of a hat. That's what Spain have found now. Still got plenty of time to force themselves back in, but their confidence is really going to be tested through this weekend. They knew that coming into the tournament. Good determination being shown from Lucas Levy, taken on by Sans Trapaga. Now they've got plenty of width out to this right-hand side. Good offloading. Jake Carter swats away the attentions of one, drives for the line, and Jake Carter gets the second try for Spain. Well, there you go. Just when you thought Spanish resolve was being tested, they come back with a score, just what they needed.
That's a really good try. Look at that offload, cheeky out the back, right-handed flick. And then Carter, lovely fend. Puts that stiff arm, straight arm out, brushes away number 2 Bushumwale, and then has got the pace to finish it off in the corner. Really, really good try from Jake Carter.
And a very, very good conversion from the skipper, Igor Ganua, adding a very useful couple of points.
This puts Spain now in with a chance of winning the game. 19-14, 3.5 minutes still on the clock. Everything still to play for. Crucial area, though, has been the restarts. Kenya really good at putting it just on that 10-yard line. Spain got to win it back here.
Pablo Fontes picking the wrong club out of the bag for that restart, though.
It's too much on it. So when you're scoring there, you pull yourself back within 5. So crucial you execute the basics. The restart is the component. That's the chance to get the ball back. The opportunity, put it on the money, get your big ball carriers up in the air to smack it back, retain the ball. Instead, can you get a chance to mount an attack and breathe a sigh of relief?
It doesn't seem to matter whether it's 7s or 15s. The team who've just scored points seems so vulnerable on the restart. And Kenya now trying to make something out of this move as they power their way down with Odhiambo. Bushumwale almost there. Gambo waiting, moves it out to Aguero. The cross kick is there. Oh, the knock-on is just going to take the opportunity away from the Kenyans. So near and yet so far.
It looked like a fabulous decision as the Kenyan powerhouse almost steamrolled its way over to the try line in this far left-hand corner. Hit and spin.
There's more.
Brilliant from Onyambo. He thought as he went for that kick pass, it was going to go to hand. Just spills out. Spain have a chance again. They've got to go the whole length of the field, but there is a chance.
90 seconds left on the game clock. Is the belief now coursing through the veins of the Spanish? We shall wait and see as they make the break. Good restart from Lucas Levy, but again, trying to force the pass. Kenya coming back with the tackle and now firing up their own attack. Liech takes control. Players off the bench now have to pick up the pace very quickly. There's a number overload on this near side for Kenya as Nelson Oyu, their arch try scorer, threatens for the first time really in this game. Quick look down the left-hand flank from Omonde, gets the support, the pass is there, and that is the match winner from Eden Aguero. Well, Spain so valiant, so plucky in defence, but ultimately undone by the consistency of the Kenyans.
Yeah, and a moment of brilliance. That pick-up decision to go down the left-hand corner, just to suck in more Spanish defenders. Buy a tiny little bit more time, stretch the Spanish defence, and then the support lines off a bit. The offloading game finished off by Aguero, but brilliant from Kenya all round. Absolutely outstanding way to end this game.
Well, Spain have made themselves plenty of friends through their 2 games so far. 2 tries now in the locker. And Kenya, well, they're jubilant, dancing in the streets of Paris tonight with the victory, the first victory of the weekend. Restart will take place. Try scorer Aguero just hangs one high. There was a slight knock forward there. Spain will continue to play until it's pickpocketed by the Kenyans, and that is game over. So Kenya get their first win of the weekend, but Spain, well, you can hear the reception from the stands, really beginning to show themselves in this tournament once again. 26-14, the full-time score.